Hey y'all, I'm Ashley, your Southern Lesbian. Welcome back, how are you? So if you're a Gen X lesbian like moi, you have probably started over many a time in your life already. So be that in a job, maybe move to another city, change pronouns in your friend group. But somehow it seems to me that there are a lot of y'all out there still who think that you have to start over again in love, try for a new relationship, that you failed. Honey, you didn't fail. You actually just graduated. And some of us, speaking of, are working on like our third PhD now in love. But every breakup you go through teaches you something that no self-help quote, no book can teach you. I mean, let's face it, most of us learn through experience, through applied, learned experience. And for those of y'all that are here, I'm guessing that you're here because you've been through some of these same painful experiences like me, and you're trying to make sense of them. So a breakup doesn't mean that you've blown it. It just means that you've gathered new data on what your heart can and cannot handle. What boundaries do you need to set now? What boundaries did your partner set that triggered you? What can you handle now? What do you need now? So if you've learned even one thing about those boundaries or about your needs, that is clarity. That's not failure. That's refinement. So I want you just to you know how they say sometimes all it takes is just like reframing a thought for you to change your whole mindset on something. And I really, really want you to hear me on this. And I want you to do this when it comes to these breakups and relationships and having the courage to get back out there. Breakups are not failures. They're recalibrations. There is a difference between giving up and choosing yourself. So we've all been taught that relationships are compromise. We've been taught that loyalty equals staying. And sometimes staying is not the healthiest thing to do, no matter which side you're on. Because remaining in a dynamic that's not healthy for the long term is self-neglect. Giving up says I quit, but choosing yourself says, hey, I'm no longer going to abandon myself. So sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself and your partner is to end something with clarity and kindness before it hits resentment. Have I perfected this? Hell no. Did I do that in my last relationship? No, I did not. Again, let me just be perfectly clear here, y'all. I do not have it all figured out, and I am coming to you in real time while I'm figuring shit out. That is what we do here on Your Southern Lesbian. And to that point, let's say in your last relationship, you were the one that was left. You were the one that was broken up with. And that triggers some old abandonment wounds. That triggers all the, she left me. Why wasn't I chosen? What's wrong with me? Why wasn't I enough? That's that little kid who's still speaking up from that place of abandonment from whatever it was you went through as a child, right? She didn't have a voice and she didn't have a choice on whatever it was that was happening. If you're a child of divorce, especially, you may feel this. I am. I never put those two and two together until later in life. And some of my abandonment wounds don't even stem just from that. Like there's a slew of reasons why you might have abandonment wounds in your life. But that's the kid that couldn't speak up for herself. But guess what? As an adult, now you can. And that's why this story of what just happened to you in this breakup doesn't belong to the breakup. It's not on that partner. It's not her fault. This is a story that you're carrying with you that goes back way further, right? So that person that just left did not just throw a bag over her shoulder that said Ashley's worth on it and walk out the door with it. No, she just reached at capacity before you did. Before I did. Sometimes rejection isn't punishment, it's just redirection, okay? It's clearing space for someone who can now meet you with where you are going, not someone who was where you've been. And we know, okay, here's where the woo-woo comes in. We do know that when you haven't healed these parts of yourself, when you haven't removed these old blocks that stand in your way of being your full, authentic self and letting that beautiful, loving soul inside of you shine at her fullest, we know that the universe is going to give you opportunities to heal that. And guess how they show up? As these women, okay? We came into this life as lesbians, so guess what we're gonna get to test us? Lesbian relationships. If she's not cool to come along for this ride, that's okay. That's her choice. It hurts like hell, but it is her choice. And you have to trust it, because we have to trust this path that we're on, and that those that are really aligned with our true selves, once we show our true selves, will show up for us. So instead of thinking I wasn't chosen, just think that person wasn't meant to come along with me on this next chapter of my life, because you cannot be unchosen for what's meant for you. Say that again. So if the universe benches you for a while, that is not punishment. That is sacred time where you should be working on yourself, because what it's doing is it's giving you space to unpack all this emotional baggage from that which you just learned, so you don't carry this forward into your next relationship. What a gift. Like, leave that old baggage behind. Learn about your patterns. Learn about the things that triggered you. What do you need to do differently? What sits inside of you and is coming out in all these ugly ways that you can't explain? Do you need to do a deep dive? Do it. Now's your chance. So if you write down, I've done this, okay? So if you write down, just put little names next to your exes on a sheet of paper. I want you to list all of the qualities that they had that triggered you, okay? And I want you to list all of their good qualities, and just list their qualities. But really, I want you to know, like, what are you attracting in? What are your patterns? What worked really well in those relationships? And list what didn't work well in those relationships. Because when you do that, you're going to start to see these patterns emerge, right? Which is just like mind-blowing. You're like, holy shit, I didn't know that I did that. I never recognized these patterns. I didn't realize that I was going after this one certain, might not even be a physical type, but just like an energetic type. You know, you're really drawn to a certain type of person and personality. But take that experience and really let it sink in, and then you got to get back out there. Getting back out there is brave, y'all. In my opinion, the easy route is sitting home being cynical. All the good ones are taken, Ashley. Well, if you say so, more for me. Because every time you risk putting yourself back out there to someone, what you're saying to yourself is, I still believe in connection. I still believe in myself. That's very brave. That's badass. And I want you to remember, you're not starting over again from scratch. No, this is not day one when you're in high school looking at your crush. You've got some experience under your belt now, okay? We don't enter our work career as an intern, stay there, learn all this experience, and then continue to take every other job there on out as an intern, right? It's the same thing in your love life. No, you want to graduate each time with the lessons that you've learned and eventually become the CEO of your own love life, right? And to this work analogy, how many of y'all have ever accepted a role where you felt completely unqualified? When I moved to Los Angeles, y'all, from Atlanta, okay, here I was in this big city working in the entertainment business. It was my dream, okay? And I got on really well with the woman that hired me, and she liked me so much that she plopped me down in this room of 6 people as manager. And I didn't even know the jobs they were doing yet, right? Like I had not even scheduled television shows yet, which is what she was asking me to manage. But she liked my personality. She's like, oh, you're going to make a great manager. I'm going to put you in here. And I went, and there was some resentment in there. My point here, what is my point? I do have a point here. Yes, thank you for keeping me on track. My point is that sometimes, okay, we just have to dive in and allow life to come at us, because you actually learn, as we've talked about, by experience. You learn by being thrown into the fire, and you get refined, and you bend, and you Wonder Woman bracelet things out of here, and you learn, okay, and you grow, and you adapt, and you adjust. You're not going to do that sitting at home on the sofa waiting for her to show up, okay? You've got to get out there. And this is where we learn to trust ourselves. This is where we learn that what it takes to get back in this game, whether it be a new job or dating, is that all you have to trust in yourself is that you're smart enough to figure it out. That is the best thing I can tell you. Do you trust that you're smart enough to figure things out? I think you are. So building confidence to get back out there has to start before you even enter the arena again, right? So Do something that's going to make you feel good about yourself. Go get a new haircut. Get your nails done if you're a fan like me. Get a new dress. Get a new suit. Whatever it is that makes you feel good about yourself. Because I know personally, if I look good, I just feel a little bit better about myself. I have a little bit more confidence. And I also know that if I put it in my head that I'm just going out to have fun with this person and I want to have a fun night no matter what happens, then I do have a fun night no matter what happens. It just helps so much if you can take the pressure off of these events. Like do some things that'll help you get into the mindset. Like maybe it's creating a new playlist of fun dance music and putting that on before you go out. Maybe it's writing a list of things that I bring to the table. Sometimes you got to remind yourself of that. And if you need to do that, please, by all means, do that. I'm sure you bring a lot to the table. Remind yourself of that before you go out. And if you can't think of anything, put me on. Put this podcast on and I'll hype you up. Get your ass out there and have a good time. Look yourself in the mirror and just say, whatever happens tonight, she is lucky to get to know a piece of me tonight. Not in a cocky way, just remember your worth. Remember what you bring to the table in this. Somebody is going to be lucky to have you as a partner. You don't have to be perfect to start again. You just have to start. And what does this mean, Ashley? Well, this means maybe not getting married in your head on date 1 or date 5. You all lesbians, I swear. We have a tendency as women to just get emotionally sucked in real fast. Y'all know that connection moves so fast. It is like a freight train that is really hard to slow down. But I'm asking you, I'm begging you, please slow it down. Concentrate in the beginning on just having fun and getting to know this person. Because, back to our little universe chat we just had, we know that the universe is going to send people along, some people, just to teach us something. Let's give the universe a minute to reveal what this connection is. What is this relationship here to teach us? Is it here for the long haul, or are we on this ride just for a lesson? The less attachment we can have to this outcome, the easier it starts to become. And quite frankly, the happier you'll stay in the process. Okay, I'm going to read y'all a thread posted by Jillian Turecki because I think it's effing amazing, okay? Listen to this. Yes, I'm going to put on the ugly glasses for this. A relationship is an emotional education. It teaches us how flawed we are, how much we need patience, and how love requires maturity. It's not about finding perfection, but learning how to live with imperfection gracefully. Yes, relationships take work. We have to work hard to not behave like a child when we're triggered. We have to work hard to heal. We have to work hard to be accountable when we want to blame. This is why if you want a relationship, you better be ready to open up, be brave, and break patterns. Did y'all hear that part? Did y'all hear it? Because even with the right person, you'll have to face yourself. Come on, Jillian. Come on, Jillian. Even with the right person, you'll have to face yourself. That one did knock me over. That's a good one. And it's true. You can't expect deep love if you're not willing to do deep work. Self-explanatory, right? A long-term relationship built on mutual respect and genuine friendship is one of life's most underrated achievements. So, mutual respect, genuine friendship. Check, check. And last, don't settle. Choose someone with a good heart, self-respect, and the courage to do the work with you. I love it. Bring it on, universe. Okay, y'all. So, wrapping it up, just remember, you're not starting over from square one. We talked about that. You're starting over with more clarity, with a much clearer idea of what you want now, with lessons you've learned that you will not repeat, and you're not going to be an intern the rest of your life, at work or in love. So look at it also as like each time we rebuild, it's an upgrade. We're not going backwards. You know how I always say this or something better, universe, this or something better? Because we're not going backwards. Don't y'all dare go backwards. You know the ones you're going to go backwards for. There comes a point where you have to declare to yourself and out loud to the universe that this is not what you want anymore in order to move up. So that means, like we talked about, somebody's going to come in, somebody's going to test you, or you're going to try to choose something that's not good for you. When she's in front of you, say, thank you, no, I don't feel like this is a fit. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't come here to hurt your feelings today, I promise. So yeah, wiser now. Damn it, again. Thank y'all so much, as always, for being here. I appreciate you so much. It means so much. If you follow along, if you're not already subscribed, please do so. I love hearing your feedback. Please comment and tell me if you get anything out of this or if I'm just like yelling at y'all for no reason. I love hearing your feedback. I do. I really appreciate it. I love hearing where in the world you are because I think it's fascinating how we can all connect with each other these days. I think it's so cool to have YouTube and TikTok and all these things as a tool, right, to reach each other. Speaking of which, if you haven't checked out the TikTok community, it's a whole thing over there, y'all. It's wife shopping. I don't know what they're doing in the comments, but part of me has stopped watching. It's become its own world now. If there's any topics that y'all want to talk about, that's another thing. Like, please feel free to suggest them. If it's something that I resonate with and feel like it's going to benefit the community, I'm open to hearing that and I'm open to talking about it. So feel free to suggest. I'm wishing y'all a wonderful week and be good to yourselves. Be brave. Have courage. Get back out there. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. I promise. I'll see you next time, okay? Bye. Just a reminder, y'all, I'm not a doctor. Everything I share here is for entertainment and encouragement, not medical advice. The views you hear are mine or my guests, not my sponsors. Any similarity to real people is purely coincidence.